Well, welcome back to Jayers Veterans Outdoors. It is September 3rd or 4th, I don't remember. I had to make an emergency run up here. The property I'm doing, stop right there. That's 9 minutes. I had to turn around.
Oh, kept recording. Sorry about that. Hopefully I can edit most of that out. Otherwise you can just fast forward. I got to refill the bag and go over it again. I'll talk to you when I'm putting up the blind. All right, welcome back. As you can see, I'm a little messed up right now. And right now it's a south wind, which means everything I just did is going to blow into the woods where these deer are going to come from. Well, for the most part. Some of them have been coming from back here and in the woods there to crisscross onto this trail. And there's my camera there. I've been catching everything in here from daytime to nighttime. But I also just seeded the rest of the field. I did the first half real good. You probably saw that. And then I had more. So I did the part that was already in Nebraska's, just kind of overseeding Nebraska. Sorry about that. So yeah, now I'm gonna take the truck since I don't have my ATV or Cultipacker, none of that. I don't have a Cultipacker, so I'm gonna take my truck and run over this field, at least the dead stuff, as good as I can with my truck. Get some more seed to soil contact, so when it does rain tomorrow, no matter how little, it'll be enough to germinate these seeds, hopefully, and we'll get a good 45 days of growth before the first frost. Average first frost around here is about October 15th, but we've had it as early as September 25th, I think. September 20th, something. But opening day here in Wisconsin is in a week and 3 days. So 10 days and a wake up. Right now we're at, it's on the 14th. It's the, oh my God, hold on. Can't see my watch. Today's the 4th. So 9 days and a wake up because the 4th is almost over. It's late afternoon. I didn't want to have to do this at this time of night because these deer have been using this field. It's a small tucked away plot. And it seems like all summer they don't care what's in it. They're going to come in here and eat it. So if I can just supply them with a little bit more nutrition and, you know, something that's more palatable come late season, and then actually into spring green up and stuff. Next year I'm gonna definitely come up here and frost seed my clover. That stuff is really expensive, and so I haven't thrown any of it out yet, or not thrown it out, but I haven't broadcast any of it yet, except for in my little yard on my property 6 miles away. Sorry about that, I'm hot. It's still about 83 out here. Let me set me up here so the sun's in my eyes. Yeah, so I'm gonna take you over where I set up my Ameristep ground blind. Somehow I misplaced the stake and one of the ropes that I had in my hand. There was an issue with the back panel not popping all the way open, so like I said, I'm gonna take you around, and this is the trail here that they're walking up and down on to get to the field, and they're coming from right back here where you're looking right now, them little pines right there. They're actually coming from across there. I think they're feeding. I don't have the camera pointing that direction, but I think they're feeding. I have another camera back over there in the southeast corner. They're coming out there too, so I'm seeing pictures of them. But they're using definitely this corner a lot more to where I could set up a blind for the right wind. Sorry for the ums. So this stand will be for generally a let me orientate myself, a northeasterly wind would be best. I could get away with west and northwest from where they're coming from now, but who knows if they're gonna, I know they're gonna change their pattern a little bit, the bucks will. So if I have to move it, I'll move it. This isn't this end all be all, but I did set it up ahead of time so they could get used to it. But I got it tucked in here. So yeah, it's just an Ameristep blind that I gave to this guy a year ago, and I come to get it and it's got rust all over the hubs, but not a big deal. The hubs still worked. I tied up the backside tight, and then I put two pins in the front here. I might have to adjust this a little more, it's a little tight, but it shouldn't go nowhere. And out of the blind, this is the view. So I got shooting, can't see where all the little jack pines are. Them jack pines, that's where the trail is, just past that. It's about 25-30 yards. So to the feed, or not to the feed, but to the little water I got here, and then the field is off to my right. Right side of this blind is all blocked in. I mean, they'll be able to see it, but they're not going to worry about it. If I open up the right side or the back, something comes up from behind me. It's open back there, so I could, I don't know, with this blind I can't do it. I should have brought the Tidewee out here with the 270 look around. This Ameristep blind is nice. It's a nice cheap blind, but it's got the shoot through mesh. I'm actually gonna put this up so that it's kind of still hidden, but I wanted to open it with the back door closed to make sure it was blacked out in there, so I know that there's no sun in my eyes in the morning or the evening, the way this is set up. And yeah, from right here is on top of it, the blind. I'll be looking straight that way, and where that down log is right there, just past the down log, I'll walk you to it. This is coming straight out of the blind, and there's a down log right there, right about, it goes from 15 yards out to probably 30 or 40 where I could take a shot on that trail. With my crossbow, I just finished sighting that in with my my new broadhead practice heads. I'm gonna try the G5 Dead Meat V2 for the crossbow, and I've been shooting G5s Montec for 15 years at least, since they come out. Before that it was Muzzy, but I've always shot one piece broadhead. So this year, you know, I did some research, looked on some YouTube videos, and I wanted to say with G5 if I was going to go expandable, and I watched a bunch of videos, and besides the Rage Seems like the G5 mega meat and the dead meat come in about the same. I mean, one's a 1.5 inch cut, the other's a 2 inch cut. So I'm using the dead meat for now. We'll see how that works with the rear deploying blades. It's something that they say you should replace the blades if there's nothing too bad nicked up or nothing like that. I've got the G5 sharpener too, so that's how I reuse all my Montex. I think I've been the same. Well, I've had 6 heads now for almost the 15 years I've been using them. I've only had like one. I've lost 2. I've lost 2 arrows, even with lighted nocks. And I had one that from a tree stand that went through the deer and hit a rock on the other end and bent the ferrule. So that's like the 3 that I've used. So I'm still on the 3 that I had prior, and I bought some new Montex that are for crossbows only, or supposedly for crossbows. They're all 100 grain. So I've been thinking hard and long about switching to 125s since I'm shooting a 410 feet per second crossbow. But I've had no problem. I've had pass-throughs on every shot I've had on both crossbows I've had, unless I hit the front shoulder. I've never spine shot a deer in my life. No, I take that back. My very first deer when I was 12 years old with the bow, I spine shot, and my dad hadn't explained this before video and all this stuff, and it's sitting there and it's kind of kicking, and I didn't know what to do. I'm up in a stand, 15 feet up, and by myself. My dad was about 150 yards away. I didn't want to ruin his hunt. So it took me about, I don't know, I'd say 10 minutes to figure out that I should knock another arrow and put it in them. And I'm not proud of that. That was just a learning thing for me. Like I said, I was 12 years old. My dad had taught me as much as he could. But he had, failed to mention what to do if I spine shot a deer, because neither one of us have rarely spine shot deer. Like I said, that was my only one. So I said, getting back to the broadhead part, we're gonna try the Dead Meat V2 crossbows. They're the ones with the red collars. So if you guys buy them, make sure the package says crossbow if you're using a crossbow. If it doesn't say crossbow, there'll be blue collars on the back. So, and then pay attention to your grain weight on it too. Just some stuff for if you're beginning out bow hunting or crossbow hunting this year. Good luck. And always try to take the best, most ethical shot you can. If the shot isn't there, I don't care if it's on a fawn or a doe or a big buck, just don't take it. Wait for a better shot, and you won't lose nearly as many deer. Now, it's bow hunting, you're going to lose deer. It's going to happen at some point in your life. If anybody out there says that they've never lost a deer in 30 years or 40 years of hunting, either they're lying or they haven't shot very many deer. I mean, myself with the bow, I've shot probably in about 40 years of bow hunting, with a couple years in between where I missed seasons because I was deployed overseas or whatever. I've probably shot 30 deer with a bow, maybe more. That's just a rough guesstimate. And I've lost, I think, 2 or 3 that I can remember. I mean, I've lost deer. I've lost more deer with a gun than I have with a bow. And that was because I thought I could get away with shots that I shouldn't have taken with a gun either. But yeah, there's times where you're gun hunting or bow hunting, it's going to happen. And then especially if you hit one at night and you don't get a blood trail right away and you don't know where you hit it, it's a long ass night waiting until morning to go track that thing. Because, excuse me, the best thing to do, if you didn't see the deer go down or hear it crash, and you've picked up your arrow and you're not sure what's on that arrow, if you're not sure it's lung blood or liver, or I mean, if it's guts, if you see guts, you'll know it. Just turn around and leave for the night. Don't even bother looking for other blood. If there's guts on that arrow, leave it be. It will die, but you're gonna have to give it about 12 hours, and that is a long night, because you feel bad for the deer because it's suffering. But that's hunting. We try to do the best we can, be as ethical as we can. And so I guess with that, I'll wrap this video up. Like I said, this is the food plot part 5, I think, and then setting up the my first blind. I didn't get any video of us setting up the ladder stands we set up a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago. That was back on the southeast side of the field. There's another opening back there, and I hung a licking branch back there where there's a little opening, and then on the other side of the opening we put up a 18-foot ladder stand. We got a ladder stand back in here that was already set up by one guy that hunted this guy's land a few years ago. He was just learning how to hunt. I looked at the stand and I had to kind of take the straps apart and stuff and reset it because it wasn't set up right. I wasn't going to get in that stand the way it was. So always, the other things, make sure if you got ladder stands up for the year, check on all your ratchet straps, your safety straps, all that stuff. Make sure the tree is still alive, and you know, for the most part, just be safe, enjoy yourself whether you get a deer or not. This stuff is all, you know, it's work. I'm sweating through my hat, but I love it. I love it. I love the chance that this is the first time in 40 years that I've had an opportunity to hunt private land and to actually try to build something, make this gentleman's land better for the animals, all of them. There's been a bunch of turkeys in here already. Sorry, I don't know why I keep doing the thing. I'm not a public speaker. I've taken speaking classes, but that was years ago, and I have a traumatic brain injury now, so a lot of times I forget what I'm going to say. Nothing I say is scripted. So with that, I'll show you the sticker I got after my fishing trip with the Fallen Outdoors. If you haven't heard of them, I know I mentioned them before. That's what I'm doing as far as you vets like me that want to get out. Hopefully, if not this year, I think for sure we're going to get out a veteran or a Gold Star Family's kid and do the gun hunt, the first time gun hunt for kids under 12. That is, I believe, October 4th and 5th. I hope I can get somebody out here for that, but I have to make sure I keep checking these cameras to make sure there's enough deer on the property, or that are using the property, so that we're not you know, setting this place up to fail. What I want to do is build the population of this area, this 70 plus acres. You know, there's good acreage up and down where I'm at. This is just kind of in the middle of it, and this is a hidden little gem of a plot, a field. You can barely hear the highway that's east of me, about, say, maybe 200 yards, 250 yards, something like that. I haven't walked it myself, but I can, you know, semis you can hear. But other than that, you know, it's nice and peaceful back here, and the deer love it because, like I said, it's not next to a highway or a freeway. So they're in here, so far I've seen them in here all different times of night and all different times of day, which is kind of worrisome because the last thing I want to do is come out and hunt and spook some deer off. So with that, I see this video is running long. I apologize. Hopefully I can edit out me walking back and forth, or not edit it out, but speed it up with my editing software I have. It's just some free stuff, free app that I got, so I don't know if it even has that. But like I said, this is Jared's Veterans Outdoors. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. And if you got any questions about what I'm doing, or you got any comments about what I'm doing, tricks of the trade for you guys that have been doing food plots for years. You know I messed up in a bunch of spots this year. I did a couple of things wrong. We didn't have rain. We had rain all early spring, but then July and August has been kind of dry. Anyway, with that, I'm going to let you guys go, and I'll talk to you next time. Make sure you hit like and subscribe if you got this far. I'd really appreciate it. Trying to get up to, you know, 500 subscribers or whatever the number is. So if you could tell a friend, pass a video along to them. If you know anybody that's into hunting, you know a veteran that would like to hunt, hit me up in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully it'll be in the stand or in the blind shooting a deer. I set that equipment up too. All right, we'll see ya.